And a good morning to you, Love 97.5. It is right now a time for us to learn a couple of things. In fact, in talking with our next guest, I learned something I never knew about cookouts. Anyway, we're going to be talking with Dexter Fernanda and Barbara Moree. They're the folks who represent the Inland Revenue, which is another way of saying they're the tax collectors. Anyway, we're going to be talking with them about something that's actually being told throughout the course of this week about a number of things that they want you to be aware of if you're in business. A pleasant good morning to you both. How are you?
Good morning.
Tell us a bit about yourself. How long have you been in government service and or in this area?
Well, Dexter Fernanda, I've been working with the Ministry of Finance for 19 years. In November will make 20 years. I've been in the area of economics and finance, and now I am a revenue compliance officer, and I am stationed with the Department of Inland Revenue with responsibility for client services and registration.
I love the way they make it sound so easy. Revenue client. They're the people who come to say, please pay us the money.
That's correct.
Yeah, and you are...
My name is Barbara Moree. I've
Yes.
been with the department some 24 years, starting off with the property tax and now barely 3-4 years now with the business license.
All right. And I'm sure that you've seen your fill of whether the government gets the revenue or not. But this week, and I guess for the moment, you're going to be looking specifically at some areas that you want to alert the public to. Who would like to take it first?
Well, we're starting this week, we're talking about the deadlines. So we have the end of the month, March 31st. We are asking people to remember that even though January 31st was the deadline for filing your business license returns for this year, March 31st is the deadline for late payment. So after March 31st, especially to our registrants, you're going to see that 100 emails stating that the 10% tax has been added to if you have not made an effort to make a payment on your business license return.
It's kind of like owning a post box. You have a certain length of time, but after that, then somebody else takes it over anyway. So, what if, and I have known people, I hope I don't cause anybody to get in trouble there, but I've known people who've been in business and haven't paid license business for 5 years or more. I mean, that kind of thing. How often does that happen, and how do you surveil that situation?
Well, it doesn't happen very often, but if we know of a case, we're just encouraging that person to first of all go online and register with our page. We to this point we're a very computer world. Everyone has a computer, and so you don't have to make those long lines anymore. So we're encouraging people to go to our webpage, vat.revenue.gov.bs.
Let's say that real slow.
vat.revenue.gov.bs. And first of all, create a username, and then you can upload all of the information into our portal.
Okay.
And so they submit their documents, and if we see that they're outstanding for a few years, then we have some little conversations with them about, we want to make sure that we are all in this together. We understand that how taxes help to develop the economy. So we want to first of all get that person into our system, and then we can have a conversation about the outstanding taxes.
So they have got to pay their arrears before that can be they can continue in business, or if for some reason they couldn't and didn't, they can't start where they want to start and move ahead?
Okay, we have situations where I don't know if they want to come in and make a payment plan if they have arrears,
Right.
or if they want to cease the business. We have
No, they don't want to
options
cease it. I'm sure nobody wants to cease their business. Yeah.
Okay, some do, but you can come in and speak with one of our reps, and we'll be able to help you there.
Work out something.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a bit about the assessing of accounts themselves. How do you know who's outstanding, and how do you police who's outstanding?
Well, we, with the implementation of value-added taxes, made the compliance within the
Yes,
taxes.
yes.
So what we do is this year we have implemented a tax compliance certificate.
Okay.
And so once we are doing a vetting of a business, we also see if they are outstanding with any other taxes such as real property tax, business license, national insurance.
Only thing that's sure is death and taxes, eh? That's
Exactly.
right.
But we have this way of with the, like I said, our computer systems, we are now aware, and even if you're interested, the public out there are interested in knowing of a person who might be in business, and you don't go into that business and see a
That's
valid
right, that's
business
right.
license
Oh,
certificate.
right.
You see, if they still have that old one which says a shop license,
Yeah.
it's time for them to come
Yeah.
in. And so if the first thing is when the public is out there and they go into a place, do you see a certificate that has a tax identification number? And if they don't, we encourage you to call our hotline. We have a hotline, 225-7280.
Do that
and you
again?
can 225-7280, and you can anonymously tell us of the business so that we can have our compliance visitation.
You mean I can
Yeah.
snitch on the guy?
You don't snitch, you're being a
I tell you,
considerable person.
You're going to go into politics after this because you got all the phrases down, you know. But tell me now, Ms. Maurice, he mentioned prior to our going on something I never knew about who all needs a business license. And every day down Goodman's Bay and everywhere around the world, we see these things. Tell us a bit about
Okay,
that.
we have 3 sections of a business license. We have like the annual business license, a new business or renewal, the ongoing one. Then we have the temporary license, and then we have the occasional license, which like the persons at Bailey Park or on the side of the street, they would come in and apply for an occasional business license at a cost of $25. So if you know anybody who's having a function or maybe a mini fair or something,
Yes.
send them into the office to register for an occasional license.
So the fact that Masuki needs her toenails clipped and I'm going to have a cookout for her, I can't just get my food, find a location, and have this cookout. I mean, I should not do it like that.
No, there's some requirements that are needed. First of all, you would need, if it's at the Bailey Park, you would need educational approval, or at the beach.
Educational approval?
Yeah, Ministry of Education to use their park, their grounds.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir. And if it's at the beach, Public Works, and you would need the police approval if you're selling liquor, and environmental help if you're dealing with food. So all of those play a part in it. So yes, you can call us and we can guide you.
Boy, that's a lot of work.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's interesting. And so do you find that if they don't do any of that, anybody goes out and asks questions?
Well, yes, so that's where we have a relationship with the other government agencies. And so you would see sometimes that the police would make their stop checks and they would say, well, can I see your temporary permit or your occasional license for the event that you're having? So at the end of the week, by Friday, the police has a listing of all the functions that are going to happen at Montague, at the other places, so they can spot check and say, well, hey, have you done the thing? Show me a little thing, the little document from the Department of Inland Revenue.
That's right. Well, I tell you, I learned a lot this morning. That is interesting. So how easily is it that if someone wanted to initiate a business, they can come to a location, whether you said you're on Carmichael Road in the Scotiabank?
Correct.
All right. If I want to know, please, I want to do this business and or this cookout or any of those things, I need to know all the things that I must do prior to setting up my business. What should I do?
Well, the first thing is to go to our webpage, which I talked
Oh,
about earlier,
yes.
vat.revenue.gov.ds.
But some people aren't,
and,
you know,
and well, they can
computer-
call it. They can still call a hotline, our call center,
Yes.
461-8050. We have some helpful ladies. Hello,
Now you-
Viola and Chicum, and our team down there. They will be able to help you
Just
there.
give me that number because people are listening and they
Yes.
want to say that number.
461-8050. That's our call center,
Okay.
and they will walk you through the process. And generally, you would need, if the basic stuff what we would ask for is, we put it like this: you go to the Ministry of Works, and they will give you the physical planning letter, and then you go to building control that says that the building is in good condition. Then you go down the road to Department of Environmental Health, you get your sanitation, and then most importantly, you register with the National Insurance Board. Once you have all those documents, and then the other regulatory bodies, if you're a dentist or doctor, once you have your certifications, you can upload them into the portal or bring it into us, however you feel, and we can walk it from there.
Now, Ms. Maury, in this tax compliance certificate you have here, and I'd love to know what it means, associated costs.
Yes. So there's, Ms. Maury can correct me, there is zero, no fee, no cost in getting this tax compliance certificate.
Okay.
There's no cost, no sir.
Okay.
That's all on us. That's our background check on you as a taxpayer.
All right. All right. So that is quite interesting. Now, the fact that you're all going around and dealing with this week, what's the reason for it? Is there a problem with revenue? Because I know that ever since the value-added tax came in and the changes have been with Matthew, things coming in, the government's revenue has been kind of dropping a little bit. Is this a way of trying to beef up that?
Well, this is a way just to encourage. The Business License Act of 2010 puts specific deadlines. So the person could first of all file their return. They did that in January.
Right.
Then at the end of this month, which is March 31st, they get a late payment penalty, which is 10% of the turnover that you submitted. So we're encouraging people not to get that 10%.
That's a good incentive to not be late.
Exactly.
All right.
And then of course, if you after March 31st and you are without a business license, there are some administrative fines and levies that we can put onto place. And we don't want to go to the extent of having to close your business down. I think that's the extreme.
Right.
We're all in here to understand that, the revenues, what revenues do with the economy. And so we want the person to be compliant with this.
All right. And so what specific area in the office, Ms. Maury, do you work with?
Registration. That's vetting of the business license, making sure that all the information are correct or all of the requirements are met before we issue your business license.
Go on. Go on.
And she also she does the wonderful
Is
registration
she
of the
always
names.
this shy?
I don't know. When she's a bubbly person,
That's
when she
right.
said
She
she's a,
has that look of bubbliness, but
yeah, I was shocked when she told me she's afraid of speaking public
oh
speaking.
no, she's doing so
But she
well.
does a wonderful
Yeah, she
job,
does so
and I
well.
really
Yeah.
appreciate what she does. And the whole team down there. She also does the vetting, the checking of the name registration.
All
So
right.
she will come to me and say, "Mr. Fernando, that name already reserved for somebody."
All right.
So when an individual submits an application,
Right.
we encourage them for the new registrant to submit 3 names.
Oh, so if I say this is Radio A Go Go and somebody already had Radio A Go Go, I can't use that also because that's taken.
Yes, sir.
All right, interesting. Well, it's been a real pleasure to have had you here. Business license renewal, 31st of this month. It's late registration, and with that, some heavy tally on what you've got to pay. And again, you said that there is a call number that they can call if when they heard it on the radio and they were driving and didn't have time to write anything down. That's 461-8050.
Yes, correct.
All right.
And on the Family Islands, they can call the hotline, the 225-7280,
Very
and they can call in with their concerns. Even in the Family Islands, if you
Yes.
know of some places that haven't done business for a little while, they
Yes.
can call in, and then we encourage them to go to our webpage to register.
Very, very good. And of course, if they want to go online, it's
VAT.revenue.gov.bs.
right. There's a lot of dots on that. All right. Well, we thank you very much. And the next time you come, you're going to just feel like, hey, this wasn't that hard, was it? Not really.
That's true.
Anyway, we thank you very much, Dexter, Fernanda, Barbara Maury. And then you're being filmed. And do you know those people?
I do.
Oh, yes, we do.
Say hello to them.
I want to say good morning to the comms team. That's Curry Sparrows and John Williams.
Alrighty. We say good morning to you. It is 36 minutes after the hour. This is Love.